I don't have that transition for this next one. We're talking about Gus Edwards. And I guess he's the priority ad this week, Mr. Denny. He was under 50% rostered. 16 carries, a total he'd never bettered, I believe, in 2020. John Harbaugh, you could tell he had been waiting for this moment. Like he had been keeping a diary every day, one day closer to Gus the Bus coming back.
Yes, unleash.
They unleashed Gus. What are the ramifications of unleashing Gus? It seemed like it was kind of a tough watch, according to you in our Slack chat. And how much is too much? I'll start with the leading question. It seemed like maybe kind of this could end up like a high watermark maybe for Gus. Like, I don't know, maybe not. Just what the heck should we be thinking about Gus Edwards? What should we be bidding?
Look, Fab. I really don't think you need to chase Gus Edwards on the waiver wire this week. I actually think that, and I've done a fair amount of research today. I'm writing the waiver wire column, which will be up on NBCSportsEdge.com on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern time. I like Deontay Foreman over Gus Edwards. And it's because Foreman has, with the injury to Chuba Hubbard, and I know it may not be a serious injury, but with that injury, with Foreman's profile, with the Panthers offense, I think that Foreman has a path to a more fantasy-friendly role. Look, Edwards got 16 carries in a game where Lamar Jackson threw 16 passes, okay? For some reason, the Ravens went, they went full Chicago Bears.
They went Mariota season.
Right. It was like Arthur Smith was coaching the Ravens, and that stunk. That stunk for fantasy. And the fact that they did it when Gus Edwards was back, maybe it was because it was against the Browns, who have one of the 2 or 3 worst rush defenses in the league. Maybe that's the case. I will say that he's still trapped in a 3-way timeshare backfield committee. Okay. Justice Hill is still back there. He had the second most snaps. Kenyon Drake had the third most snaps. None of them cleared 40% snap rate. Kenyon Drake still saw 11 carries for 5 yards, by the way. So, I mean, Kenyon Drake's not good.
Yeah, just by the way, hopefully you don't remember anything we said about Kenyon Drake. Actually, we were pretty negative on Kenyon Drake.
I was extremely. I remember I talked to you. I said no. Kenyon Drake thing's not happening.
That's right.
So here's my approach to both the Ravens and the Chiefs backfields right now. Who cares? I'm good chasing I'll go after other running backs on the waiver wire. I will stash other guys who can bring me real upside. I'm not going to chase 2 touchdowns from Gus Edwards every week. That's not happening.
It's not going to happen, but obviously a lot of people just don't have that luxury.
No.
I'm trying to think who I started. There's someone I started on Sunday. It was just like absolutely unspeakable. And it was only like a 12-team league.
Tevin Coleman.
I started Tevin Coleman last week in the same league. I wish I were kidding. I dropped Tevin Coleman. Oh, it was Craig Reynolds. So some of us are out here starting Craig Reynolds, Denny, in 12-team leagues. So I think you absolutely have to put in a bid on Gus Edwards.
Sure.
But it'd be malpractice not to be putting in a bid on Gus Edwards.
Look, but no pass catching work, okay? No. And he has no prospect for pass catching work. No. First of all, Lamar doesn't check down to his running back. Second of all, he's not out there running routes. So he is severely, Gus Edwards is severely limited as to how many opportunities he can get, how many fantasy points he can score in a given week. So I'm trying not to get too psyched up about this, but I will say that I think that the Gus Edwards season is overblown because of the 2 short touchdowns, one of which came Rashad Bateman being tackled at the 1-inch line.
It isn't. He played only 23 snaps, I think, and got 16 carries. So it was like a clear commitment. But I also just think like 16 carries is maybe kind of a ceiling, because just seeing the way things have gone with J.K. Dobbins, I doubt it was the guy who spent 6 games on the PUP list. I doubt they're going to want to be like adding too much extra mileage to his surgically repaired knee. I mean, maybe he looks totally ready for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was at his workload ceiling already. And as you say, I was really, really the results were really enhanced by 2 touchdowns, but this isn't usually going to happen for Gus Edwards in a Lamar Jackson-led offense. So you absolutely, of course you bid on Gus Edwards, but yeah, he doesn't seem like someone where you're not trying to win Gus Edwards at all costs.
No. I mean, there's nobody on the waiver wire that,
not this week.
I mean, man, I hope everybody went in on Ken Walker.
Yeah, I know. Man.